According to NASA, now a Category 2 with sustained winds near the center of 95 kilometers per hour with wind gusts to 130 kilometers per hour. The GPM core satellite provided a look at the rainfall rates within the system. This 3D structure shows feeder bands on the eastern side of Tropical Cyclone Owen's remnants contained in a few storms that reach heights of 13 kilometers. According to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, Owen is expected to intensify as it moves westward over the warm waters of the Gulf of Carpentaria. Sea surface temperatures in the area are extremely warm, 31 to 33 Celsius, with very high ocean heat content values of Australia. Lower vertical wind shear is also predicted to contribute to a more favorable environment for the intensification into a significant tropical cyclone. Owen is forecasted to rapidly intensify under these favorable environmental conditions, reaching a peak intensity of 85 knots by 48 hours. In 72 hours, Owen will have made landfall along the eastern coast of the Gulf of Carpentaria, and due to the distances between the forecast points, the system will likely reach a higher peak intensity just prior to landfall, between 48 and 72 hours. After landfall, Tropical Cyclone Owen will continue to accelerate southeastward, remaining over land roughly parallel to the eastern Australian coastline. While the system will weaken over land, it is expected to maintain tropical storm strength through the end of the forecast period. This will be particularly true if the system tracks a bit further to the north, which would allow it to track over water along the east coast of Australia. Here is the latest forecast from the Australian Bureau of Meteorology.
Hello from the Bureau with an update on Tropical Cyclone Owen in the Gulf of Carpentaria, which re-intensified to Category 1 strength late yesterday. He's been called the zombie cyclone in some media reports for coming back to life after a first go in the Coral Sea last week, but it does happen from time to time. The cyclones weaken and then re-intensify later on, so it's not too unusual in that sense. This morning, Owen is currently northeast of Borroloola, still at Category 1 strength and drifting slowly towards the west. That track will continue throughout today while intensifying towards Category 2, and then we expect Owen to do a U-turn back in the opposite direction as he gets pushed towards the east by an upper trough moving across southern Australia. The cyclone warning area currently extends from Cape Shield in the Northern Territory through to Burketown in Queensland, including Groote and Mornington Islands. Although we don't expect the centre of Owen to make landfall along the coast in the Territory, the warning area does cover the risk that we'll see cyclone strength winds potentially brush parts of the Gulf coastline, with destructive gusts as high as 130 kilometres per hour from Borroloola to near the Queensland border, depending on how close to the coast Owen moves. Cyclone Owen is also producing heavy rainfall, and we'll see that rain develop about the islands and coast of the western and southern Gulf during today and tomorrow. At this stage, a coastal crossing on the Cape York side of the Gulf looks likely for Friday, potentially as a Category 3 severe tropical cyclone with wind gusts of at least 165 kilometres per hour near the centre. A flood watch is already in place for catchments in the Gulf and southern Cape York Peninsula as Owen brings more tropical moisture back with him. Into the weekend, all eyes will be on the future movement of Owen into Queensland as he continues to be steered towards the east. Some computer model forecasts bring Owen down the east coast of Queensland during Saturday and Sunday, and still an evolving situation, too early to know if he would be a tropical low or remain at cyclone strength, and that detail would depend on whether he tracks over water or over land. Regardless, this has the potential to be a high impact event with flooding, damaging to destructive winds and thunderstorms.